Okay, so I am going to try to teach our stretch class via YouTube. So bear with me and let's see how it goes. So what I'd like everybody to do is to just find yourself in a very comfortable sitting position. Just let go of everything. Let go of where you came from. Let go of the frustration of us trying to do Zoom and FaceTime at the same time. Just be. And notice your posture. So maybe you're slouching. Find a nice tall position. If you need to assist yourself, circle your shoulders to feel just how that feels. Keeping your posture like this, let your chin drop down to your chest. I feel a lot of energy in the back of my neck. And gently come up and inhale your hands above your head. As you exhale, let your thumbs come through to your third eye. Take a moment here. This is that part of you, that super conscious mind. And let your thumbs find their way to your heart. As you gaze down at your fingertips, think of one thing that you are so grateful for. To me, I look out to my right and I see the ocean. And for 3 breaths, inhale your hands up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. One more, inhale all the way up and exhale down. And continue to sit. I just want you to keep your posture nice and tall. If you feel like it, you can change the cross of your legs. So think of lifting your head off of your body and let yourself drop one ear to the same shoulder. Feel the opposite shoulder gently pressing down. Depending on how you slept, what's going on with you, you might even feel your jaw a little bit. So from here, if you like, place your hands towards the floor and see if just by pressing, I'm pressing my right hand into the floor and my left ear is down to my left shoulder. Now I'm going to look up to the wall where the wall meets the ceiling. And now I'm going to look down towards my armpit. Roll your chin center. Lift your head up. Readjust. Make sure you're sitting nice and tall. And let your right ear drop down to your right shoulder. Let your left shoulder press down into the earth. Hopefully feeling a nice stretch in this side of your neck. And look up. And then look down. Roll your chin center. And come up. Inhale both hands above your head. Grab your wrist with your hand and lift up and tilt to the side. If this feels good to you, open up that top arm behind you and exhale, center and switch. Lengthen up and tilt to the other side. And same thing, maybe open up that top arm behind you and come back center. Release both hands down and just shift so that you're sitting nice and tall. Grab your hamstrings with both hands, and as you exhale, just do a sitting cat. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curve. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curve, and we're going to do assisted roll down, slide, let those heels drop on the floor, come all the way down. Head and neck is on the mat, shins are parallel to the mat. Bring your feet to the mat, shoulder blades underneath you. From here, just gentle pelvic tilts. So just let your lower back press into the mat and then inhale and release. My shoulder blades are flat underneath me. Exhale, press. Inhale, release. It should feel kind of nice. And now bring your legs together, ankles together, thighs together, and just kind of mid-chill wiper just a little bit. I'm literally going maybe a couple inches to my right and left. And the only reason I'm doing this is to get the sensation of my pelvis rocking side to side. So now I'm going to see if I can still move my pelvis without moving my legs as much. Just by tilting my pelvis, one leg will probably go more forward than the other. Out of all the things that I've learned in this Pilates training, this was the hardest one. Come back center, let your tailbone reach towards the sky, and then rock to the right hip. Let your belly button reach to the floor and let your left hip come down. And let your tailbone come down to the floor and reverse it. Come down to your left side, belly button, right side, down. And let's do that 2 more times. So it's like you're making a circle with your sacrum. And reverse it. It should feel really nice. Okay, shoulder blades are underneath you, palms are down. So without using your hip flexors, think of the muscles underneath of them. Just lift your right leg off the mat and bring that leg back down. And lift the left leg off the mat and bring it down. Now bring your left leg off the mat and down. Right leg off the mat and down. If you really want to challenge yourself, both legs off the mat. Stay here and let your right leg come down. And back up, left leg come down, and back up, and switch. Left leg, up, right leg, up. Bring both feet down. Tilt the pelvis one more time. And let's come into a bridge. So from here, tilt your pelvis to the sky. I always think of somebody grabbing right under my knees and pulling my knees forward, lengthening up, and gently roll back down. Let's do that again. Just lift your pelvis up, lengthen up, and come back down. Now just reach your right arm above your shoulder, bring it down, left arm, down, both arms, stay here, bring your right arm behind you, up, left arm, up, both arms. Just see how that feels. Now bring both elbows down, hands under your head. So just lift your elbows a little bit. Let your head rest heavy into your hands. The focus is in the abdominal muscles. As you continue to let your head sit heavy into your hands, lift your head off the mat. So my head is resting in my hands. My belly is feeling this. My arms are feeling this. And reach your arms to the sky. Look at your knees. Grab your hamstrings with your hands and lift your head and shoulders up a little more. And gently come back down. Hands behind the head. Roll all the way down. And rest. You could do that a few more times if you like. So from here, release your hands. Grab under your hamstrings. We're going to do an assisted roll-up. Poke your toes forward. Lift your head and shoulders. Come all the way up to sitting. And extend your legs in front of you. Reach your arms up. And as you exhale, just reach with the top part of your head and shoulders. Come back up. And let's do a full roll down. So start with that lower back and roll all the way down. Nice and slow. Hands above the head. Let's see how I do. Let's bring the hands up. So I want you to think about anchoring your legs into the floor. As you exhale, lift your head and shoulders and reach all the way forward and take that nice long sit stretch and come back up. From here, extend your legs out to the sides. So you're only mat width apart. You're not trying to make yourself go into a nice big stretch. You're only about mat width apart. Reach your arms up, keeping your hips here. I want you to back to here. Watch your posture. You're just going to twist so that your left hand is center and your right hand is back. Come back center and switch. Come back center, switch again. Keep bringing that left hip back. And I want you to curve from the top part of your body forward, reaching towards the mat. And come back up and switch. Keeping your hips even, curve with the top part of your body forward. Come back up. Now, if you feel good here and you can reach a little more, reach over your foot. Come back up and switch. Come back up and switch. So from here, both legs in front of you, sitting nice and tall, you're on your sit bones. Bring your hands behind you and lean back. Press through your chest. Nice chest opener, arm opener. Bend your elbows, come back up. Bend your right knee. Keep that right leg bent. If this feels okay to you, cross your right leg over your left. If this feels okay to you, bend your left leg underneath you, sitting nice and tall. So from here, we're going into cow face. I highly suggest using a strap. So you're going to bring your right arm above your head. Bring that arm behind you. Bring your left arm underneath and grab that. And from here, you're just going to find the best stretch for you. Maybe walk your hands towards each other a little more. Maybe lean back into your arms, lean forward. And come back up. From here, legs are still crossed or however it's comfortable for you. Sitting nice and tall, bring your right hand behind you. Take your left arm on the outside of that right leg. My hips are facing forward. I'm engaging my left arm into my right leg as I look over my right shoulder. Find your breath here. Maybe you feel pretty good here and you really want to go into a seated prayer twist. So I'm really anchoring into my lower abdominal muscles as I lean forward. Palms together, I'm pressing my hands in towards each other. Look over your right shoulder. Take a deep breath here. Shoulders are down. And come back. Now you're going to switch the cross of your legs. So remember, the first thing you want to do is extend your right leg, bend your left, cross, and cross. You decide the best variation of this for you. And you can take your strap in your left arm above your head, take your right arm underneath, grab the strap, and walk your hands towards each other. So you find that best variation for you. Lengthen up as you fold over. And come back up. And gently release and roll out. Take your right arm on the outside of that left leg, left arm behind you, lengthen and look over that shoulder. Deep breath here. And if you want to go deeper, come into that seated prayer twist. And release. Let's all take Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees apart. So you can either grab your toes, whatever feels good to you here. So from here, sitting nice and tall, you're going to lean forward. Lengthen up as long as you don't feel your knees. And then come back up and extend out into a straddle. Sitting nice and tall. So instead of being like this, we're a little more. And again, if you feel good about it, lean forward. This is about as far as I'm going right now. And lengthen and breathe. There's a lot of internal dialogue that happens in these stretches. So you really kind of have to find the best variation for you. Notice if you're gripping or anything else is happening that doesn't feel quite right. And then very mindfully come up. And you're just going to bend your right leg. Take your right arm over your head. Lengthen all the way up over the left leg. So making sure that you're not collapsing, test yourself by lifting up that left arm. Open up the right arm behind you. Take a nice deep breath. Press the left hand into the floor and rest over that right leg. Come back up, and if you'd like to take pigeon, here's a really easy variation. You can just go ahead and bring that right leg forward. Maybe this is it for you. Maybe you're not going to do any more than this. But if you like, you can extend that left leg back and come all the way over that right leg. I'm going to shift to the floor because my mat is black. So maybe you can see better. Now you can't see me at all. So I will try. There we go. And you come all the way down. So you really want to feel that your hips are even and see how deep you can go into this stretch. And come up. I'm going real quick. And you're going to switch sides. So just see how this feels. Oh, what I forgot to mention is if your knee likes to pop up nice and high, you can put something underneath it like a block, a towel, whatever works for you. I'm going to flip this mat. This is dirtier and slippier, and that's one of the reasons I flipped it over. But you can see me better, so I'm going to go ahead and stay there. So from here, we're sitting nice and tall, and you're going to bring your left arm above your head. Really create space in the right side of your body as you come all the way up and over. And then open up that left bicep behind you. Foot can be pointed or flexed, it really doesn't matter. Test yourself. Come back down, and come up and fold over that left leg and decide if you want to do pigeon. So again, this is a safer variation because your knee is bent more and there's less torque on it. But if you feel like you want to go for a full pigeon, you can bring that leg so it's parallel to the mat. I'm not up for full pigeon. My knee doesn't like it, so I'm here. I'm a little angled in, and then I come down and relax. Breathing. Really feeling your hip opening up. Maybe completely surrendering to the pose. And slowly come up. So you know how much I love that pose. So from here, grab under your legs again, and you're going to lay all the way back down. So you can choose however you want to do it. I like kind of doing it this way because it helps me release my hip flexors, massages into the back. Hug your right leg with both hands and extend your left leg to the floor. So if you don't do anything the whole day and you don't do anything else, this next stretch sequence is the one that as you notice, I do it in every class. So your left leg is to the floor. You're hugging your right shin about 2 inches below the knee. That is what that looks like. So if that doesn't feel right to your knee, just grab your hamstring. It's really a personal choice. Shoulder blades are flat. I am not doing anything but holding my leg towards my shoulder. And hands under the hamstring now as you straighten and bend that right leg. And straighten that leg all the way up. If you feel good about it, grab your right big toe with your index finger and middle finger. If that's a strain, use a strap. I can reach my toe, but I like using the strap because I feel like I'm getting a better stretch. You can let your left hand rest on your thigh or the floor, whatever feels good to you, to lift your head and shoulders up and then come back down for a deeper stretch. So here's the challenging part. So this is why I like to use the strap. So you're going to hold the strap wherever you feel good, and you're aiming your foot towards your head as you open up that right leg to the right side. You're getting a nice deep inner thigh stretch. Really open that up. Feel your hamstrings, your inner thigh. Find the most appropriate version of this for you. As you exhale, bring that leg back center. Today, we're only going to go for IT band to start. So this is another reason why I like the strap. You're just going to let that leg go just to your left hip. So your leg is straight, and you should really feel a lot of energy in the outside of your right leg. Then, if this feels good to you, just cross that leg all the way over. This is a good place to keep it. If you have a block or a strap, you could rest your leg on that. You can keep this leg straight, or you can bend the knee for a deeper spinal twist. In fact, stay here. Knee can be bent or straight. It's really up to you. And rotate your head to look over your right shoulder. So now you're going to unwind and lay completely on your left side. You want to make sure your hips are stacked, your knees are stacked. Hug your head with your hands and just lift your right elbow to the sky. And here's where you decide if you want to open up that right elbow behind you. Find the breath, find the stretch. Come back center, and maybe decide if you'd like to give it a try with your arm. So now once you get here, you kind of feel your shoulder blade coming underneath you to open up that arm behind you. If you like, you can take your top arm and hold your top leg so it's really on top of your bottom leg. Then lay back to your back. Pick your right ankle up, cross it over your left thigh, and open up that knee and rock a little side to side. Nice deep breath here. As you exhale, lift your head and shoulders and left foot off the mat. Hold your left hamstring with both hands. If you'd like a deeper sensation, wrap around your shin. Lay all the way back. If you want to feel this even deeper, tilt an inch to the left. Take a deep breath here. Come back center. Extend your right leg to the mat. Hug your left knee into your chest. If you want, circle your left foot from the ankle joint. I don't remember if we did that on the other side, but this is a really nice thing to do. And same thing, grab your hamstring to lengthen up that leg, and you decide if you want to grab your foot with your hand or the strap. Another technique, you can press that leg into the strap or your hand and release into a deeper stretch. Maybe do it again. Press, release, and open up your left leg to the left side. Keep your right hip anchored into the earth. Nice deep breath here. And as you exhale, bring that leg back, all the way back over. Keep both shoulders on the floor. Cross that leg over. Have your head look over your left shoulder. You can release the strap. You know what I forgot to do? The IT band version where you just have the leg, keep your hip on the floor. And then you come all the way over. And from here, lay on your right side. Hug your head with your hands and open up your left elbow behind you. And open up that left arm behind you. Get a nice deep stretch. I really feel this deeply right in here. And then come back center and take your left arm behind you, only if it feels good. Boy, do I feel a difference in each side. I always think of trying to keep my hips even, but it's okay if it rolls back a little bit. And then come back to your back. Pick up your left ankle, cross it over your right thigh, open that away from you. As you exhale, take your right foot off the mat, hands around the hamstring or the shin and lay back. Maybe tilt an inch to the right. Feel that left hip. Come back center. Find happy baby. Let your knees come to the floor by your armpits and tilt your tailbone to the floor. Really breathe as you let yourself open up here. Maybe if it feels good, you can rock a little side to side. Maybe if you need to, you can grab just under your hamstrings. And then let your feet come down to the mat. Walk your feet to the wide edges of the mat and windshield wiper your legs side to side. I'm going to do two versions of this. So the first version, you're going to let both legs drop to the left. Walk your right foot further right. If you feel this in your knee, come back in. I don't want you to feel your knee. What you should be feeling is the outside of that thigh and maybe the front of that thigh. Now, come back in a little bit, and if you want to go to a different type of stretch, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Come back center, and I'm going to get you into this stretch differently on this side. So from here, pick up your right ankle, cross it over your left thigh. Walk your left foot a little left, and now just completely drop like this. So your ankle is already on your thigh. And then from here, you can release your right foot to the floor and walk your left foot more left. Boy, am I feeling my left quadricep and IT band. If you want to really feel it, squeeze your butt. And let that stretch happen. And then carefully unwind, come back center. Let's do happy baby again. Remember, find the version that feels good to you. I've played around with this. There's so many different variations. Then you're going to find your way into Savasana. So whatever version of this feels good to you. I personally love legs up against the wall. So if I had a wall, I'd be just like that. Letting all the circulation work for me. So you can maintain yourself here in Savasana. Think of letting your jaw completely drop. Let yourself just be. With every exhale, imagine the ocean and see those waves going out to the sea. And with every inhale, see them rolling into shore, coming onto the sand. If anything distracts you, just find yourself back to the ocean, back to the waves. For some people, this is the most challenging yoga pose of all, which means it's the most needed. Usually you want to keep your palms to the sky, opening yourself up to good energy. Let yourself be completely relaxed. Keep the anchor of the ocean waves. And gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll your heads gently side to side. And on your next inhale, take the deepest stretch that feels right and good to you. And as you exhale, bring your knees into your chest and decide what is the best way for you to come up to a comfortable sitting position. So the reason I have my fingers like this, I've gotten into the habit, it's uniting your individual self to your universal self. And I'm going to remind myself of my intention. What was I thankful for? And then let your thumbs find their way to your third eye, tapping into your inner knowingness. Let your thumbs find their way to your heart. Seal in the goodness of our practice. I wish you love, peace, light, and joy. Namaste. Thank you so much. I hope that this stretch sequence is helpful, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.